Hi everyone, this is Irene back again with another drawing video as I share my process as I work on my fantasy comic Fiendish. But first, I would really appreciate it if you stop by fiendishcomic.com. There you can sign up for our email list so you don't miss out on our new chapter launch that'll be coming later this year. You can read free previews for all current chapters, take a look at our awesome merch, and also, you'll find links to Global Comics where you can digitally read all chapters that have been released so far. Now, without further ado, on to the art. So today we are drawing the Japanese edition variant cover for Fiendish Chapter 2. That was the rough that I had actually done years and years ago, and those are the pencils. And here I am starting on the inks. So if you guys haven't seen me describe my current drawing process in my YouTube shorts, I do digital pencils for most of the things I work on now. For like commissions and some fan art stuff and auction pieces, I do often pencil and ink entirely traditionally, but Fiendish 1 and 2 were drawn digitally. It was mostly because I was moving a lot at the time. For years, I didn't have a proper studio. I was either living with a roommate. I mean, I was in my 20s when I started Fiendish, and I was moving. I think I moved 13 times throughout my 20s. I was moving like once a year or more. So I owned nothing. I had a tiny Cintiq. And so I just didn't have space to draw traditionally. But anyways, now as I started working on Fiendish 3, I realized that I have a proper studio and I have the space to draw traditionally, have tons of paper, have a nice drawing desk, and also I think with how easy digital art and AI is getting, there's gonna be a lot of value to people who can draw traditionally. So I made a concerted effort once I started working on Fiendish 3 to draw more traditionally. So this is my process right now. I'll usually do digital layouts and pencils just because it's easy to make edits, and if I need to transform anything, like resize something, if I draw like Yomi's head too big, I need to resize it. It's easier to do it if I'm drawing in Photoshop. If I'm drawing on paper, I have to redraw the whole thing, right? So super easy to do edits and pencils and stuff in Photoshop. And yeah, and if I, obviously make a mistake, I can just erase it more easily versus if I'm inking, I have to white it out, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point. So I'll do layouts and pencils digitally. Then I print them out as blue line, which is just filtering it. So the lines are this very light cyan color, and that's what you see under my inks here. Those very light lines. I've had people ask me, it looks like you're tracing. I'm not tracing. I know I pencil very tightly, but it's not tracing. I'm definitely adding a lot in the inks. If you compare the pencils I just showed a couple minutes ago with the final inks, there's difference. There's a lot of difference. But I do know I pencil very tightly, so it might look like it's the same drawing. It's not. Those are just my digital pencils. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing these traditionally inked pages a lot. I think I was worried that the look of the comic would change once I changed the media I drew it in. But the thing is, my art has changed every single book. I think you can still tell it's me, hopefully. But even between Fiendish 1 and 2, I've improved a lot. Like, there were there's a couple of years gap between every book. I wish there wasn't. I'm trying to organize my life so there's less space between books, but between Fiendish 1 and 2, because of printing delays and COVID, and I had a day job, you know, there was quite a gap of like a year or two between the art between Fiendish 1 and 2, and you can see how much it changes. And between 2 and 3, I think my art style has also just naturally evolved. I do think I've gotten better, which is good. You don't want things to go in the opposite direction, so that's good. Getting better is good. I think it's rather unfounded to worry about, well, if I'm drawing on paper versus drawing digitally, my style would change. I mean, it doesn't really matter. My style will change anyways, so might as well just embrace the new look. And what I kind of like is, I think drawing this new process of doing the inks on paper has added this grittiness that I always really liked and I always wanted for Fiendish. So I developed this interesting inking process for drawing digitally between Fiendish 1 and 2, which is I essentially use graphite brushes instead of just these clean digital brushes. So if you look at the lines in Fiendish 1 and 2, the inks, it's there's a bit of a rough edge. Like, I naturally ink very cleanly, but I had this grit to the brush I was using, the brush itself. The digital brushes. So I wanted it to look a little traditional. I wanted it to look like it was drawn on paper, especially because it's a fantasy world. If I was drawing a sci-fi thing, I think I wouldn't mind it looking super clean, but it's fantasy. I wanted to have a little grit. And I built a lot of grays and shading into my inks as well, and that's the only thing I'm worried about, because I don't really know how to build just shading into inks in the same way that I was with digital inks. I know like Sean Gordon Murphy does that a lot. He just uses ink wash. I kind of don't want to. I want a graphite gray, not an ink wash gray. So I don't really know what to do. What I've kind of settled on doing is I'll add some gray in Photoshop. So you'll see what I mean. I do this with the cover later on. So you'll see after I scan it in, I add some more, a little bit of like graphite shading to the background and stuff like that. It's probably a silly way to work, but that's what I figured out so far. So depending on when this goes out, this cover will be debuting at Osaka Comic-Con, which is May 2nd to 4th, 2025. And this video should definitely be going out before then. But yeah, this will be the first time I am bringing a Japanese edition book of Fiendish to the world. I had like a very limited edition, a special edition copy of Fiendish 1 and 2. I did a super limited, only 10 book print run for New York Comic Con as a gift to an artist I really admired, but that wasn't for sale. So I just got Fiendish 1, 2, and 2.5 printed for Osaka Comic Con, and they're all translated. The interior pages are in Japanese, and I'm doing this is the Japanese variant cover, as I said, and I've done variant covers for Fiendish 1 and 2.5 as well. So part of the reason for doing new variant covers is that it's a different market, and there are certain market preferences that I wanted to address. And first of all, I am going to print the Japanese editions as digest size, which is pretty much the same size as a large manga volume. So Fiendish has detailed art. I don't want to print it. It's not going to be as small as most manga. It'll be like a large manga volume. If you've seen those, I can't think of any series that prints that way off the top of my head, but it's a larger manga volume. Digest size, like Reader's Digest, but it's still smaller than my standard English edition Fiendish books. And because of that, I wanted to make new cover designs that worked better for that smaller format. And what works with a smaller format is big characters. and which is also a tradition you'll notice in manga. So a lot of manga covers tend to have just one character, one or two characters, but oftentimes just one, and with little to no background. And I think part of the reason is the books are smaller, so to get something catchy, what's catchy? Well, characters are catchy. And with American comics, you have a little more space. The books are much bigger, so you can have like a full action scene. Like the English edition covers for Fiendish have basically full scenes for a lot of them. But for the Japanese covers, I mean, this is kind of a full scene, but Yomi takes center stage, right? The chapter 2 English cover has like the whole team is on there. There's Isko, Yomi, Kazumi, Ragna, and a dead guy. There's a lot of stuff going on, but not here. This Yomi is center stage and a couple of wrapped up corpses. And if you look at the chapter 1 and 2.5 Japanese edition covers, which I will be posting in my shorts, so you guys should definitely go check out my shorts. You'll see that those are definitely super character focused. Like the chapter 1 Japanese cover is just Casimir and a demon. So yeah, so these different market concerns, these different the different preferences for different markets is something I wanted to address, and I wanted to design something that fit the new print format better. And also, I was just excited. I wanted to have new covers, because I do this thing where once I have a bunch of variants for my crowdfunding campaigns. Fiendish has been funded through crowdfunding, right? And I'll have variants on the crowdfunding campaigns, but once the initial crowdfunding campaign is over, I just settle on a permanent edition cover, and my intent is to just publish the single chapters with those permanent edition covers, because I really, really don't like how a lot of books just have endless variants in Western comics. And like if I do a hardcover book or a collected edition, I'll do new covers, right? But I want to just have one permanent cover. I don't want to keep gouging my customers for just buy more covers. So I settle on just one cover. So I don't actually have a lot of chances to draw new covers for Fiendish. And I figured, I'm getting the Japanese edition done for Osaka Comic-Con, and this is an exciting chance for me to finally draw new covers. And this is actually a composition. So specifically this composition for chapter 2. This one is an idea I've had forever. I did that sketch that was at the beginning of the video when I was still drawing Fiendish 1, I think. And I seriously, I was like this far away from drawing this cover as the English edition permanent cover. I can't really remember why I decided to not go with it. I think it's because I wanted the whole team to be on it. Chapter 2 is it's quite focused on Yomi, but it's also focused on Iskul and the other characters, and I just wanted a cover with the whole team, I think is my thought process. But it's always been kind of eating away at me. I mean, not like it's the end of the world, but I was sad. I was very sad that I didn't get to draw this composition because I loved it. The idea is I wanted this cover is very symbolic of Yomi's spiritual rebirth, right? Or her life trajectory rebirth. She's in chapter 1, her adopted family is killed, and in chapter 2 she makes a choice to leave her old life behind. She was a slave. She runs away, escapes slavery by running away with Casimir and Iskul, and chooses a new life. So I wanted this cover to symbolize that rebirth. And it's so symbolic. It's so beautiful. I love drawing Yomi. I think people really like Yomi because so far she has the most developed backstory. It's funny because she's she's not the main character, but she definitely has the most developed backstory now. I wonder if that's a problem, but well, at least there's a major character that people like a lot. So yeah. Anyways, fan favorite Yomi, she deserves a cover. She is the star of this Japanese edition cover. Now you'll watch me just sit there and add tiny little hatching details and noodle away at the art for ages. This is sped up like 10 or 20 times. It's actually ridiculous how much time I spend on these covers. This is why I have no life, everybody. I'll add all these little details and nobody will notice but me, but I keep telling myself subconsciously they'll notice. Oh, you can see the gradient that I added in the on the mummy's bandages and in the fire, and here's the finished colors. These colors are by Jake Harold. He did an amazing job. He has this interesting way of coloring where he uses gradient maps and he basically has like different colors fading into the grays. I don't know how to explain it, but it's great. He showed me. I used it to color my Fiendish 3 cover, and I'm very proud of it. And here is the Japanese edition cover with full trade dress. Look at that thing. Wonderful. I hope you guys like that. I think it turned out quite well, and I'm very excited to bring this cover to the world. Yay! Thank you for watching another drawing video. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, then don't forget to sign up for the next book of Fiendish at fiendishcomic.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe and check out my YouTube shorts where I have drawing time lapses paired with art tips. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!